to start this unit. The first one, be enrolled in a workshop. The second one, now I've watch the overview of the classroom. I haven't gotten that far into making that video for this semester, so have a poke around the Canvas site is probably the better way of doing it. Make sure that you're familiar with where all of the assessments are, when you need to upload them, where the details are, where you get your weekly content from and all that sort of fun stuff, because the last thing you need is when you're stressing about when you're handing in an assessment, trying to find the right place to put it. On your workshop enrolment, there are face-to-face and online and recorded options this semester. So the online options, there are 2 workshops that are online, I believe at this stage, and I'm recording this on the Sunday night before week 1 starts, so it's the 1st of August. I believe one of them is full. You're able to enrol in either one of them, and the same person is taking the online option. One of those sessions will also be recorded for those who aren't able to make it to a live workshop. If you're not able to make it to a live workshop, can you please make sure that you are watching the recording of the workshop for the week? The material that we cover in workshops is really vital for your success in this unit, but also you're getting a whole lot of information about transitions out of the unit and different approaches and different ways that we can help you get jobs and transition to whatever is coming next for you. The unit syllabus, so this is the bit of information that is at the front of the unit outline. So we've got to focus on your transition into work. So at the beginning of your degree, you would have done professional orientation. This is the other end of that. So orientation was bringing you into the university, professional evidence is transitioning you out of the university. It's that time where we're going to step through job applications and all of that sort of thing with sort of half an expectation that you will be using real life experiences and real life approaches to those particular things that you're trying to do. So use a real job to apply for example. The learning outcomes, there are 4 of them. We're looking at career readiness, we're looking at critical reflection, we're looking to you to do some critical analysis, and we're looking at understanding and knowledge and solutions to real world problems. Now, being successful in the unit, this is the answer to the question in ISEC where you're asked, do you know what you need to do to be successful in this unit? Well, yes, you do, because I'm just about to tell you. Firstly, expected weekly engagement. There'll be a lecture. Sometimes it will be me talking, sometimes it'll be somebody else talking, sometimes it'll be a TED talk or it'll be some other thing. They will always be embedded in the weekly page and you can go in there to access them. There'll be learning activities. They might be reading, quizzes, podcasts, videos, other things to do. There'll be workshops, and that's that 2-hour session. Sometimes they'll be 2 hours, sometimes they won't. And these support the lectures and the online content and your assessment. The expectation is that you'll spend about 10 hours a week on a 3 credit point unit. Now, that's not religiously 10 hours each week. Like, I don't expect you in week 1 to spend 10 hours, for example. Well, for a start, you don't have a workshop. But that's also preparing assessment and all of that sort of thing. So, on assessment, you have got 3 assessment items for this unit. The first one is being a professional in my field, expressing an interest. The second, being a professional in my field, an e-portfolio. And finally, a critically reflective essay. For all of the latest and correct due dates for that, please have a look in Canvas. They're all set up, ready to go. So the overview of the 3 assessment items. The first one, being a professional in my field. Now, this comes out of a real world experience. So what you will increasingly find is businesses, as they're looking for people to come in and apply for jobs, are in the first instance asking people to complete an online expression of interest, or an online application. And it will, generally speaking, be a video a response to a question, and your CV. So what we're doing for this particular assessment task is we are literally mimicking that. So you'll need to produce a 3 to 5 minute maximum video where you're introducing yourself to camera. You should include speech to camera. You don't need to have a copy of the text of your speech. Just you talking is enough. And you need to consider all the other elements, like, do you look professional? Is the background okay? All of that sort of fun stuff. There is a suggested format there, and we will also go over this in workshops. So consider, though, before you go into this task, so this is actually something that you can start doing in week 1, is have a look around and see what sort of positions are available to graduates. So what's an entry-level position in the sort of industry that you're looking to go into? You also need to use the available technology. So you're using your phone, you're not using your webcam. We're not looking for professional level video quality. So, but you need to keep in mind that you are the presenter, but you also need to be presenting from a professional context. There are 4 things that you need to submit. In addition to the video, which is point number 2, 100 words describing the job that you're applying for. So, we know what you are pitching yourself for. A 500-word answer to the question, what makes you a good fit for this role, and a copy of your CV. There are 2 criteria that this particular task covers, criteria 1 and criteria 2. Now, these are also, and the details are also available in Canvas for you to look at in more detail. Assessment item number 2 is one that you are going to need to do a little bit of work for. It is an e-portfolio. As those that have been around a little while know, I am a fan of the e-portfolio. And as part of professional orientation, you needed to put together an e-portfolio. And at the time, I promised I wasn't going to come back and ask you how your 5-year plan was going. Little did I know that I was going to be given professional evidence. And so, hi, I'm here and I'm asking you how your 5-year plan is going. So if you haven't completed professional orientation, don't stress about it and just focus on putting together the pieces of the puzzle, the pieces of the e-portfolio that are outlined. So you need to do a completed skills audit. There is a template on Canvas and we'll also do it in workshops, so don't stress if you don't get up to it yet. It is a repeat of a task that you may have done at another point in your university career. You need to do a 2-year plan. We're looking at the SMART goals, and this is a 2-year plan that is covering your transition out of university. You're looking at an industry statement, so you're looking at the industry that you're looking to enter post-graduation, and there will be more detail around the industry statement that comes out. But the last piece, and probably the bit you're going to need to work on the most, is the collection of artefacts specific to the industry and or profession you're looking to enter. Now, these things are a collection of past assessment items that you have done while you're at university, and you're putting them together to show somebody. So it might help you to think of in terms of if you're going for a job as a marketer. You can dig back through your assessment items and find a marketing plan or a business research plan or something like that where you have looked at different sections of the market and broken down advertising campaigns and all of that sort of thing. So things that you have already done, collate them together to put together a portfolio or a collection of artefacts around your university experience. Following on from that one, the last piece is a critically reflective essay, where what we're asking you to do is to consider your whole university experience. Now, I'm just going to look at the last bit first. This is about your university experience generally. It doesn't specifically have to relate to the University of Canberra if you've transferred in or have been a part of an exchange program somewhere else. We're talking about you and your university experience. But more detail for this one will come after week 8. Your weekly tasks. Each week you will have a selection of things that you need to do. You will need to look at lectures, learning activities, workshops, readings, that sort of thing. Key to all of this is that you're going to need to engage in reflective practice. Now, we're going to do some specific work on reflective practice in the first couple of weeks, so don't get stressed if you haven't engaged with this before. But things that your week 1 readings will look at is the notion of employability and graduate attributes. So we've actually got a list of graduate attributes which UC as an organisation has committed to their graduates acquiring. You may not have come across these before. It wouldn't surprise me if you haven't. But what I would like you to do is to have a look at them. Have you looked at consider the notion of graduate attributes, and starting to put together some of these reflective practice pieces helps us and helps you when it comes to preparing for your final assessment item. So your readings for this week, you've got 2, you've got Bridgestock and you've got Jackson. So we're looking at graduate attributes and we're looking at undergraduate perception of your capabilities and employability skills. Have a read and then do a bit of reflective practice and see how you go. So your tasks: complete the readings, begin the reflective journal, and start to research an employment opportunity for your first assessment item. Other than that, I hope you have a fabulous first week. Remember, workshops don't start till week 2, so we'll catch up then. Thanks. Bye.